I don't have a pocket, so we'll see what we'll do. Like that. Well, that looks even better. Okay. My name is Edna Eriksson. Well, actually, it's Edna Guadalupe Hernandez Eriksson Glans Diaz, but that's too hard to remember and hard to pronounce, so I'll stick to Edna. I was born in Mexico City in 1973 to my Mexican mother, Alma, and my Swedish father. This is the island where I have my origin, the Tarasco Indians who live in Janitzio in Lago de Pascuaro, a very, very small island. I think there are like 150 people actually living there. So I'm glad that I moved because there wasn't enough space. This is my Swedish father. He was a son of a forester, moved into Mexico to work for the global company Eriksson, where he met my mom. They fell madly in love. They couldn't understand a word of the other person. They married anyway. Now they speak each other's language perfectly. They don't understand each other still, but they love each other, and it will last forever. I'm very sure of that. Before we talk about diversity, we need to understand what makes us unique as persons. What is it that makes us so unique? When it comes to history, when we talk about diversity, it's really interesting on how we have been talking about it, how we have divided people from each other to reach the uniqueness. This is an old picture from a wall chart from a Swedish soul that shows the old-fashioned racial way of diversity, the 5 different types of race. And even the botanist Carl von Linné did some accomplishment in this area as well. He didn't just look at plants and animals, he also divided people into various groups. In Germany in 1934, the Germans divided the people into Germans, Jews, Aryans, and of course non-Aryans, and then along with a number of other groups. That was their way of looking at diversity. In Rwanda, people were diverse too by the Belgians into Hutu and Tutsi. And Hutu and Tutsi is only a construction of people made on the assumption that our appearances is the one thing that is the true source to our uniqueness, to our soul. In Rwanda, Hutu and Tutsi is about how tall you are and the skin color. And we all remember what happened in the mid-90s, where this became a catastrophe, when these groups really had a really, really big conflict. How do we look about diversity today? When we talk about it, what do we mean? What do we say? Well, this is a questionnaire form from Great Britain in the year 2000. How do they look upon diversity when it comes to modern thinking of the humans? Well, if you have to choose, and you have to in this form, you have some different group that you can choose from. And we can learn that you can be white. And if you're white, there are 2 different kinds of whites. There are British whites and Irish whites. I'm not sure of the difference, really. I don't know where it turns British or where it turns Irish, but they really know, and you have to fill it in. If there's something white and something black, there's of course something mixed. And here we learn that there are mixed versions as white and black Caribbean, white and black African, white and Asian, or Asian British. That's something completely different. We move to Indian, Pakistan, or Bangladesh. Black or black British, you have to see that it's different between this group, black and black Caribbean, because black British is Caribbean and African, it's something else. It's not really easy to fill in these forms, but you sure have to. Okay, how do we look at diversity in Sweden? We're a modern country. We really think ourselves as modern people. But when it comes to diversity in Sweden, we talk about origin of birth, and we talk about nationality. We divide group in national groups. And in this form that is used, well, this is from a book that is used in school in Sweden. We learn that the Dutch are stingy, the Italians are theatrical, and the French are very stiff and formal. This is modern knowledge on people and their nationality. In the famous campaign of Benetton, the United Colors of Benetton, we learned that difference is mainly on the outside. The exterior is the thing that... And believe me, I've done the salsa in school. I had Mexican cooking. I did everything to become the tribal Indian everyone thought I was. And I did it very, very badly. I couldn't cook. I couldn't dance. But the thing is, I can do whatever I want. It looks authentical because it seems authentical since I was born there. When you talk to companies and you ask them, do you have diversity in your company? Of course, they say. Okay, interesting. How do you know that? Well, look at our employees. They look different. That's really interesting. It makes a really great photo, but it doesn't say a thing. It doesn't say a thing about your competence. It doesn't say a thing about your knowledge. It doesn't say anything about your true identity or culture. That is surprisingly moving, surprisingly changing every day. The UN Declaration on Human Rights states that all human beings are born free and equal in dignity and rights. And that means that we as humans never are supposed to be divided or valued in these different groups as race, age, sexual orientation, or anything that you can find on the outside, or anything that is really, really private to us. So I thought we should look at me and my father. Where lays the differences? Magnus is male, Swedish, 63 years old. The only handicap he has is in golf. I'm female, Mexican, tribal Indian, 36, and I'm 50% deaf. That's the handicap I have to live with. And the interesting thing is when you look in ads, when they're looking for people, the recruitment ads, they often say, we really would need a woman with a foreign origin. That would bring diversity to the company, so we can reach out to the groups that are diverse in the same way. But the thing is, it's my dad who speaks fluently Spanish. He's the one that has a female leadership, whatever that is. He's the one who's traveled through the world. I can't speak Spanish. I can say, una grande cerveza, por favor. And that works for a while, but then you have to interact in different ways. I've been to Mexico twice as a tourist. And the last time I was really sick, so I did see most of the toilets in Mexico City, but nothing else. I can speak Swedish. Je parle French un peu, and that's really strange because I have no relatives from France at all. And my leadership, in some kind of stereotype way, is more male than it's female. So when you're looking for that tribal woman Indian person, call my dad. But if you want an old Swedish, really 40-talistic person, call me. The thing is, we don't realize that. We think that the things we see is what we get, but I would say what you see is not what you get, not at all. And if you want some precision on finding the uniqueness that you need when you look to competence, when you try to understand your employees, your customers, that road is all over, it's gone. You have to ask new questions in order to find it. So don't ask me where I'm from. Ask me where I'm going. It's the only thing that lies ahead of me. And my origin was just the beginning. Good luck in drawing this new map. It will have consequences.